back to Linda's Pantry, and today, as you see in the title, I'm making shepherd's pie. Only I'm doing this strictly from what I already have in my pantry. And I really, because we're all living through this where some of us may not be able to go to the store, some of us have been putting things by for a long time. That would be me. I have been putting things on my canning shelf forever, and I always have a plethora of other ingredients that I know I can use in a pinch without having to make a list to go to the store. Now, I don't always have potatoes, but when I do, I make sure that I do a meal that is going to use those up before they go bad. I'm not a big fan of canned potatoes. I like dehydrated potatoes and I like freeze-dried potatoes. I have both of them, but I didn't want to use them today because I had fresh. So my potatoes are already on to boil. I top my shepherd's pie with fresh homemade mashed potatoes. I think it's a must. I think you can't cheat on this. Anyway, in my water, instead of salt, I use chicken bouillon. I also throw about a tablespoon of dehydrated minced onion that I get from Thrive. They're delicious, and it adds an intense onion flavor. I also add some dehydrated garlic. You could add fresh garlic, however you want to do it. So when we get ready to, you're going to see them all done up. I'm going to add sour cream and a little bit of butter, and we're going to whip those up, and they're going to be on top of this shepherd's pie. But I'm using my home canned chuck roast that I just canned up. And you know, I picked out the jar that had the least, or had the most problem with the headspace. For whatever reason, I mean, it siphoned, but the Tattler lid is intact. It isn't going anywhere. And then home canned green beans from last year. These have mushrooms in them, but I'm also going to add some home canned mushrooms that I just did. I didn't do a video for you because I've already done this, but if you guys want to see duplicate videos, let me know in the comment section. A can of cream and mushroom soup. I always have a case of that. And some cheddar cheese. You can use Gouda, Munster, cheddar, whatever cheese you have on hand, pepper jack. I happen to want to use up a block of medium cheddar, so that's what I'm going to use. So come on in and I'll show you how we put it together and how delicious this is. Now, again, you're going to see the potatoes are already, they're simmering right now. They're already going to be beaten up, so I'm not going to, it's just basically going to be assembling it from food storage. How easy is that? It's kind of like fast food my way. All right, you're going to preheat your oven to 375, and this will be enough for an 8x8 casserole dish. You could use, you could stretch this further if you wanted to and put it into a 9x13 if you wanted to, but we're going to shrink it into an 8x8. All right, come on in. I'll show you how I do it. So I am ready to go. Kind of. I'm going to open up the cream and mushroom soup. I'm going to go ahead and get that lid thrown away. We're going to go ahead and put that down in our bowl. And, you know, if you don't want to use that, you can make your own. Now, Tattler lids, you can't use the, I mean, you can. It just doesn't do a very good job on this, so I use this. This is by Tattler, and yeah, it pulls that up. It doesn't damage the gasket. The gasket is good for 10 or more, actually. I've used them for more canning sessions. 10 canning sessions, and then you replace the gasket. The lids are indefinite. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain off these green beans. I don't want the liquid in there. And then, ooh, nice seal. Okay, so there's my ground beef, or my chuck roast, and you can see there's a little fat on the top. That's okay. We're gonna go ahead and drain the broth that's on here into my bowl. I don't want to waste any of that flavor. That's like, so good. So you have about a cup and a half of stock right there, basically. And I'm gonna mix that with my cream of mushroom soup. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead. This is gonna be what the meat is gonna nestle down in, and the veggies. My hands are clean, and doesn't matter. It's just for me. Actually, it does matter. So I got a phone call, but I went ahead and drained my green beans, and I'm gonna go ahead and whisk my soup mixture, and you could, because this is cold, I can whisk in a little bit, a little bit of cornstarch in here, just to give it a little bit more thickening agent. I think I'm going to go ahead and open my mushrooms, but these are going to be opened with my pry lid, and I'm going to drain these. These mushrooms are going to get drained. I may not open the second jar, so I'm not gonna go ahead with that yet. Okay, I've got my cheese cut up. I do have some fresh herbs. I went out and got fresh parsley and fresh garlic chives out of the garden. I'm throwing that in there. And they're in the mashed potatoes. I've already whipped my potatoes up, and trust me when I tell you they taste delicious. Okay, the button top lid goes in the trash, and you could use this though for if you were like dry canning kind of thing. The 2 Tatler lids, this is easy seal lids, and gaskets go in to be washed, and we'll be done with those. Okay, now let's get some thickener in here, because I think we're going to need it. Just a little bit. I don't want a lot, because I don't want it too gloppy, or yeah. So we'll just do maybe a heaping teaspoon. And yeah, maybe a heaping teaspoon and a half. How about that? And we'll just whisk that right into our cold ingredients. And it'll thicken it when it heats up. All right. My oven is telling me it's time. Okay, I'm gonna drain these mushrooms off, and I'll be right back. I want you guys to know, mushrooms are so delicious home canned. Now I'm going to add my meat back in. And you can see what big hearty chunks these are. But you can also see, I mean, they hold their texture, but you can break them apart. It's tender, delicious. I probably don't want giant pieces, because normally I do my shepherd's pie with a ground meat, but oh, it smells like the most delicious smoky chuck roast on the planet. What the heck? Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to change to some kind of a stirring mechanism other than a whisk, because that's not going to work for me. Wash my hands. And we're going to be ready to start assembling this. Look at that. Okay, so we got our meat mixture with the gravy, and you just take your spatula and break that meat up if you want. If you want to leave it chunky, by all means do. Okay, let's do this. Hopefully you guys can see well enough. So we're gonna get our meat and our sauce gravy mix down in our bowl. And like I said, if you see something you want to break up, do it. Kind of spread that out evenly. Goodness, I hope we're gonna have enough room. We're gonna give us some more, or some mushrooms out of our jar. And these are organic mushrooms that I get at Costco. I'm not going to open a second jar. There's no need. I am going to spread the green beans because they're delicious. And I drain these, remember. Now, to me, this is the perfect amount of green bean veg mixture. And the green beans actually had a little bit of mushroom too. And then I top that. So easy because everything's seasoned. It's already been canned. It's seasoned. It doesn't need a whole lot. And then I season my potatoes. So we're gonna put down some cheese on the top of this bad boy. Ooh, let's spread it out a little bit more even. We might need some more cheese. I think we do. Okay, I might have, you know what? I'm gonna leave it just like that. All right, let's get this last mushroom and green bean out of this jar. All right, now let's do our potatoes. This is gonna be a heaping helping of some shepherd's pie. So here we have our potatoes, and they've cooled down a little bit. I mean, they're still hot, but look at that. You want to really top with a generous portion of potatoes. You don't want to cheat out on these, because everybody's looking for those potatoes to go with that gravy, right? That's right. All right, so that's how I'm doing this. As soon as this comes out of a 350-degree oven and it's all, rustic and kind of got some brown on the top of these potatoes, I'm gonna bring you in and show you what I got and dish up a taste test. Okay guys, so this shepherd's pie is out of the oven, and I'm gonna tell you, I probably would have thickened the broth a little bit more. I wish I would have. It's brothy, but I don't even mind, because guess what? I'm gonna take a bite. It's gonna have gravy. Yeah, I'm scooping it right out of the thing. Oh, right there, right there. I got meat. I have mushrooms. The gravy. It's so delicious. Absolutely wonderful. I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna regret having it be a little bit on the gravy side. It's delicious, for sure. So if you use this recipe, you wanna thicken it up a little bit more. Usually I do because I use ground meat of some sort, but I just did it this way, and here we go. I can't believe how good this is. All right, guys. I hope that this inspires you to use what you have in your pantry. We're all on lockdown to a certain degree, and we're all trying to use what we have in our food stores or in our pantry and figure out how we can do things without having to go out and buy something else. So I hope that your pantry shelves are stocked and you've got something you can do with shepherd's pie, because it's delicious without a doubt. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye. I hope it inspires you.